We have in the studio the co-convener Ilaje Advancement Forum, Tokunbo Ehimowo, with us here. Good morning to you, Tokunbo.
Good morning.
Yes, and with her, of course, as you can see on your screen, is a member of the same group, Igbekele Obayelu. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you.
All right, let's start with you, Tokunbo. For 10 years, like you said, your community has been in total darkness. Why wait for this long before going out to protest?
Okay, the truth is that for 10 years, we have been quiet because everybody knows that Ondo State is the most peaceful among the Niger Delta regions. And I would also add that we are being governed by the governance of fear. The youths, they are so scared to come out to agitate for their right. And this movement came into limelight on the 25th of February this year because it is so unheard of. It is a national disgrace that the local government that is responsible for most of the revenues in Ondo State has been without electricity. And our leaders are so quiet about it. So we had to come out because somebody needed to push. So that was how Ilaje Advancement Forum came in.
Okay. Let me bring you in here, Obayelu. You have representatives at the State House of Assembly, you have a representative at the Federal House of Reps, you have a representative at the Senate, the governor is there, you have a local government chairman. What are they all saying?
Yeah, that is the major reason why it took us this long before we were able to come out to air our voice, because we believe when we voted in these representatives, they are supposed to be responsible.
They're supposed to be, but you know, the point there is when they were coming to campaign in the first place, what did they tell you and what did you agree to?
They've been using this case of Blackout over the years for their campaign strategies. They have been using this agony to campaign. When we get to office in the next 2 months, we'll restore your light. When we get to office in the next 2 months, will face your light. And this has been the situations over the years. But when we discovered that solutions are not forthcoming, that is the reason why we've put in ourselves together and said the world must hear our story. And that is why we are.
Okay, so Tokunbo, is that why you're giving them 2 months ultimatum to solve the problem? I think that is enough time for anything tangible to be achieved?
Of course, 2 months is even more than enough for them to achieve this. Because if we can wait for 10 years and nothing has been done, I think they needed to be pushed a bit. And we meant it when we said 2 months. Because the last protest we did was just a warning. And another one will be coming that will even be mega than the one we did the last time. So we are only pleading with the government without fear or favor. We are only asking the government to come to our rescue, because ever since we have been quiet, and now that the world has heard about it, I know.
But has there been any effort really to meet with at least the state government on this issue?
Of course, several measures have been taken, because even the minister is aware. Last year, NERC, which is the Nigerian
Electricity
Regulation Committee, they gave an directive to BEDC to connect the light, because Ilaje is not the only local government that is being affected. It's the whole of the Ondo South Senatorial District, which comprises of about 5 to 6 local governments. So we are not the only one being affected here. And yet we have leaders, we have House of Rep, we have senators from these districts.
All right, so at the expiration of the 2 months, what happens, Obayelu?
At the expiration of the 2 months,
if they still
we are expecting the government to take responsibility before the expiration of the 2 months. So we are not going to come out here to tell the world the next action we are going to take at the expiration of the 2 months. But we are believing, because we know we have the authorities, we have our KBACs, we have our House of Rep members, we have our House of Assembly members. All of them are listening to us now. They know what we are passing through. And the election is also forthcoming. The more reason why they need to wake up to their responsibility. We don't want a situation where you come back to us again and tell us you fixed our light when you get back to office. We are saying no to that. We want actions to be taken. And like my colleague has said, a stipulated time has been given to BEDC to reconnect the affected local government. Okay. But they fail to take to this order. And I'm imploring the Minister of Works, Housing, and housing to work on this, because we expect when orders are given, they should be followed. Well,
what reasons were given really by the minister and the NERC and even maybe BEDC as well as to why the communities, including yours, have been in total blackout?
Our case is a different case in the Ilaje local government, apart from other 4 local governments. Our case is a different case in the sense that before the advent of BEDC, we have been in blackout. We don't have light before then. And when BEDC came, we were expecting them to come and reconnect us, and if there's any reason to pay any bill, we should be aware of it. But we found out that through the measures that have been taken, because we have a group before now that have taken steps ahead of us. They've met with various organizations and authorities to resolve this. And through their actions, they've been able to resolve. And their resolution, part of it is that BEDC should go back and reconnect the affected communities, and then we'll pay the necessary bills. But as we speak, they fail to take to that order. And that is one of the major reasons why we are still in darkness.
Okay, we know we have, there is Osopadek and NDDC also in the, in Ondo State. Let me come to you on this now, Tokunbo. What has the NDDC or Osopadek done as far as this issue is concerned all the while? Okay,
it is so unfortunate that the oil-bearing interventionists, which is the NDDC and Osopadek, they've also failed us in their own ways, because NDDC awarded a contract in 2012, which we act as a permanent solution to this light issue, and up to this moment, the contract has been abandoned. And during the tenure of Mimico, all the contracts that was awarded by NDDC was all abandoned. We have the proofs, there are evidences. So now, I see no reason why NDDC will award the contract and they don't see to the end of the contract. So for you to know, they have their own fault as well. And besides, the Ilajes are not only having issues with blackout. Since the existence of the Riverine area, there has never been light. The only community that has light is the headquarters, which is Igbokoda. Even apart from that, we lack basic amenities. And yet we have the 3 tiers of government. They've predicted, according to Ebisemijo 2016, that if sea embankment is not done, or shore protection line, the whole of the riverine area will go into extinction in the year 2050 due to ocean attack and as a result of the climate change, which will lead to the rise in the sea level. So we have been clamoring for these things for a while, but nothing is forthcoming. So we believe that if we let the public know what our people are facing, maybe they will help us. Okay, out.
Now part of the threat by a group now that you've been shouting is that no light, no election.
Yes.
And you think that is going to be effective for them to give them anything, knowing that every 4 years they've been going, politicians have been going to these communities and yours, and youths and other residents there kept voting for them. So what will change this time around? You think they will really believe you and sit up?
The truth is, you cannot go against the government because you can't stop election. That is the simple truth. But what we will do is that we will not go out to vote. And we are damn serious about this.
That means you're boycotting, you boycott the process.
Yes, even if 2 people goes out, the election has taken place. But we are not going to vote until these issues are being rectified.
And you think that strategy will work, knowing that you already countered that plan by saying that if it's just one person that goes out to vote, whoever is voted for will be, sworn in as a representative?
I have my own I'll say the truth is we cannot stop election. That is the simple truth.
Exactly.
But we will not vote because they have been coming to us for years, all in the name of helping us, and nothing is coming out from it. So it's better we sit in our houses and don't vote.
Okay. Bayelu, I know you're itching to say something, but let me ask you, apart from, because you said it's not only Ilaje that doesn't have light. Yes. Now, the protest is coming from Ilaje. How about the other local government? How organized or together or unified are the youth and the people of Ilaje and the other local governments?
Yes, we've been working together. We've been working together in the sense that we have an existing group, BBOL, Bring Back Our Light. I don't know, maybe you're aware of that. This movement has been in existence since the administration of Governor Mimiko, the previous government of Ondo State. And they've done a lot in their own way of ensuring that light is being restored. So did they, to the affected local government.
When you say they've done a lot, what is the a lot they've done for you? If there's no light, what's the a lot?
I have mentioned it. They've been the one that have been able to go through the process where the directive was given to BEDC to go and reconnect the affected local governments.
Former Governor Mimiko or present Governor?
The BBOL group, not governors. I'm not talking of governors. I'm talking of the BBO, the Bring Back Our Light group.
Okay.
That you mentioned it, that what are we doing with other groups in the affected local government? And I'm saying that these persons have been working too. They are working seriously just to complement one another here. And when we are coming out because we believe so strong that we have NDDC, we have also PADEC, and we shouldn't be suffering like this. If we have these commissions, what are they created for? They are created as an interventionist agency. You're supposed to intervene in situations like this. A lot of money is being pumped in and out of these commissions yearly.
And you don't think it's the government that is, your state government, that is supposed to even, take this case to these two groups you just mentioned? To carry more weight than you clamoring?
You know the situation in our country, most of the time when issues like this is happening, the welfareism of the citizens are actually being neglected. If you are not crying out, people don't believe you are suffering. And that is why it has taken us this long before we were able to, people were able to hear our voice. Because we waited for the response of our KBACs. We waited for the response of our representatives. We waited for the response of the OSOPADEC and that of the NDC and that of the state government.
None
for 8 years of last administration, nothing was done. And now when the new administration was to come in, you promised us 2 months. After 2 months, the light will be fixed. Okay, and this is a year plus. Yeah, nothing has been done.
Yeah, before the last 10 years, there was light in Ilaje from what we see.
There was light in Igbokoda, not the whole of Ilaje.
Not the whole of Ilaje.
Yes.
But the light in Igbokoda now, there's no longer light in Igbokoda.
For the past 10 years.
All right. So the light we had that time, what happened to it?
For me, because I was able to meet with some of these people, the group, Ilaje Advancement Forum, we met with some of these people, and we realized that it was an intentional act.
By whom?
By the Electricity Commission.
Okay.
It was an intentional act because
to keep the people in darkness.
To keep the people in darkness.
To what age?
Just because they want to extort us. Now, the Ilajes are not even owing BEDC. As at now, we are not owing them anything.
Well, there hasn't been light.
Yes,
so
they claimed that the other local governments are owing them. And without them giving these other local governments electricity, the light cannot get to Igbokoda.
Okay.
That is where we are having our issues.
So you are paying the price for another person's sin?
Yes.
Okay. At
this moment. But before, they were telling us that we were owing them. But with evidences and everything that we showed, NEROC stated that the Ilajes are not even owing. So we see no reason why these people will be suffering. And to even shock you, let me shock you now. Do you know that for the past 10 years, when we calculated the amount that the Ilajes have spent on electricity for the past 10 years, it amounted to about 762 billion naira. Wow. Using the 2006 population census. And if we are to use the one for 2016, the projection, according to city population, it will amount to about 1,028 billion naira. So you can see what our people have gone through, all in the name of paying some, just a little amount of stipends. And our people have spent over $1 trillion as a price for suffering.
Wow, that's really disturbing. But we wish you well, and I'm hoping that we can talk more on this and beam searchlight on what is going on in Ilaje. And not just Ilaje, even around the Ondo South senatorial district.
Even across the country, especially coming at the time President Muhammadu Buhari said on Tuesday during his address that Nigerians are enjoying electricity now, that there are reduction in the sales of generators across board. Okay,
well, we must thank you for coming to Kumbo Ehimo, co-convener, Ilaje Advancement Forum. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And Obayelu Igbekele, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll be joining our anchor Sarah, of course, for the news updates. Stay with us.